Hello everyone, welcome to Beauty and the Beads. My name is Lean, I'm a beaded jewelry artist and I make you tutorial videos here on this channel with my sister. And in this video, I'm going to be teaching you how you can make your first beaded amigurumi. You may have come across my tutorials here on YouTube, or maybe you have seen some of my work on Pinterest, but this is the first time that you are seeing me on camera because I want to make you different type of video today. Since I know that there are a lot of you guys that want to start beading but just don't know where to start. You may be overwhelmed, or maybe you have a lot of unanswered questions, or maybe you dropped a project or two before, but don't worry, that's totally normal. I'm gonna give you a few important tips in this video that will help you make your own beaded amigurumi. But first, I want to briefly explain what beaded amigurumi is, in case you've never heard of this craft before and you're only recently starting to see pictures or tutorials and you're wondering what those tiny things are and how they are made. Beaded amigurumi is the art of making 3D figures using beads and fishing line. It's a unique type of art that allows you to make your favorite animal, character, and so many other things in many sizes. It's like crocheted amigurumi, but instead of yarn, you use beads to build the shape. If you've ever been into handmade crafts like crochet or clay art, and you love tiny cute things, then beading might be perfect for you. What I love most about this art is how many different ways you can use your creations. Because they are small, you can turn them into jewelry, keychains, phone charms, and so much more. That's what makes beading so fun and such a great hobby to start. Now let me share with you the essential tips you need to know. The first thing you need to do is to choose what you want to make before anything. Now, why is that the first thing? Because that would help you narrow down what materials you need to buy and help you save time and money. So how do you choose a first project? You want your first project to be a safe project. Now, what does that mean? That means that you should choose something that is doable and at the same time enjoyable and fun to make. So I highly recommend that your first project is something that you love, because that would help you not drop the project if it gets a little difficult. And that could be an animal, or maybe a fruit, or a flower, or even a character that you like. You also want to choose something that is small in size and something that doesn't require a lot of different bead types or bead sizes. That will help you achieve a successful finished result on your first try. For example, the first thing that I made was a small chick, which I think was a good choice. I then made a frog and a panda of the same size. So where do you find projects to choose from? You can find that on Pinterest. Just type in beaded animals in your search bar, or beaded Hello Kitty for example, or wherever you want to make. And you will see so many ideas and tutorials pop up in your search results that you can choose from. The reason why I like to search on Pinterest, not Google or YouTube, is because it gives me the most relevant results. I would also recommend that you look for videos that are 30 minutes and below when you are choosing a tutorial. Now I'm gonna talk about the most important part, which is the supplies you're gonna need. You probably have been to a craft store before and spent a lot of time there just to leave with supplies that you didn't even use. We're not gonna do that this time because I'm gonna explain to you everything you need to get in detail. First of all, I want you to know that you should be able to buy all of the materials and tools you need with a small budget. There won't be anything pricey or hard to find among the things I'm gonna mention. So the first thing you need is beads, of course. You're gonna see so many different types of beads when you go shopping, but actually you only need one type of beads in the beginning, which is the size 11 seed beads. And the ones I use the most are preciosa seed beads. They usually come in strands like this, and all of the beads are one in size. There is almost no bead smaller or bigger than the other, so make sure that the beads you're buying are like this. Now go back to the 1 or 2 projects you decided to try and only buy the colors you needed for it. But if you would like to buy more, I recommend buying only the basics, like no more than 6 colors, just to test things out. The second material you're gonna need is monofilament fishing line. Fishing line is what you're gonna use to string together your beads. The sizes you should be looking for are the sizes 0.15 millimeters, 0.20 millimeters, or 0.25 millimeters. I usually use the 0.25 or the 0.20 fishing line to make the body of my piece, and I use the size 0.15 to add details like ears or arms, because sometimes you need to go through one bead multiple times, and using a thicker string will prevent you from doing that. Number 3. Beading mat. You need a surface to work on that will help your beads stay in one place, not slide off or get mixed with each other at the slightest movement. So you're gonna need a beading mat. If that's not available, use a felt sheet instead. Trust me, it will make your work so much easier and a lot less messy. Number 4 is filling. You're gonna need to stuff your amigurumi when you are done making it in order to give it a nice shape. And the best thing to use is a clear plastic bag. You just take a big bag and cut as much as you want out of it, depending on the size of your work. I've only ever used that as filling, and it has worked out well for me so far. Number 5, a beading needle. Beading needles are usually thinner and longer than regular needles, and they are optional when you are making amigurumi. You will only need them in parts where, for example, the bead is overloaded and the string can't pass through it. Number 6, scissors. You will need a pair of scissors, preferably a small one, so you can cut your string right at the knot after you tie it, without leaving any extra. Number 7, black round acrylic beads. You are likely gonna need large round beads to use as eyes in some projects. It's mostly used in bigger figures, but it can also be used in small ones, like this sad hamster figure. So if you went bead shopping and came across those beads, I recommend buying some in the sizes 3mm and 4mm in case you need them in a future project. Number 8, spice measuring spoon. This one is a bit random because I got it at a kitchen supplies store. But thanks to this spoon, I can easily scoop out my beads and transfer them into and out of the containers. It would be so much harder without it. So yeah, I recommend buying a set next time you're shopping for cooking supplies. Of course, you are free to use what you made however you want, but if you plan to use it as a keychain or a phone charm, you're gonna need 3 more things. Number 1, jump rings. A jump ring is the part you're gonna use to attach your piece to a keychain. I like using size 4mm or 5mm jump rings for projects that are on the smaller end, so I recommend those 2 sizes. When you're buying jump rings, you wanna take into consideration the thickness of the jump ring. You don't want to buy the thinner jump rings because they tend to break open after a while, and that will cause your charm to fall off. I lost a number of my beaded charms by making that mistake because I didn't know what the problem was at the time. You also want to make sure the jump rings you are buying are non-tarnished jump rings. This way, you can use them for a long time without having to replace them or worry about them staining your beads. I usually go with stainless steel jump rings. They are durable and will last you a long time without tarnishing. If you are buying online, you can check the product description for that information. If you are shopping in person, just ask for non-tarnished jump rings. Number 2, pliers. You're gonna need them for opening jump rings. I use a chain nose plier and a round nose plier, but they don't have to be different from each other. You can also use those rings that are specially made for opening and closing jump rings. I've never used them personally, but I've seen a lot of jewelry artists use them. Number 3, a keychain or a phone string. There are many choices available when it comes to keychains. I recommend getting this type of keychain. They are not too big or too small, and they are relatively easy to find. And if you want to make a phone charm, this phone string would be a good option for you because it's so easy to attach to your piece and it's also easy to find. I also want to mention that you should be able to find almost all of the supplies I have listed at the same craft store or bead shop. Even if you want to order them online or buy from a local store, you probably won't need to go to many shops or make multiple trips. One thing that you might overlook when you're shopping for beads is the fact that you're gonna need somewhere to store what you purchased. Working with beads can get super messy sometimes, and not having a place to organize and store your supplies will make it even messier. So to avoid that from the start, I'm gonna show you how I keep my supplies organized. You're gonna need a bead storage box, just like this one, where you can put all of your seed beads in. The reason why I recommend using this type of storage box is because each container has a lid, so you don't have to worry about your beads spilling everywhere if you accidentally drop your box or something. You can also take only the colors you're gonna use out of the box, instead of carrying the whole thing. I used to use these boxes, but it was so hard to scoop the beads out of them. And because seed beads are very small, they would get mixed with each other when I would simply move the box. What I do is I only take out 1 or 2 strands of beads and I empty them in a container like this. And I put away the rest in a small plastic bag, usually the ones they come in. And I hide them in a drawer or a basket where I keep all of my supplies that I'm not using frequently. And I just refill them whenever I need to. That will really help keep all of your beads organized and in one place. Needles go in this plastic tube, which I found to be the safest option. And I keep my chains and jump rings and everything metal in boxes of this type. Also, I want to note that you want to keep your finished pieces away from sunlight. That will keep their colors from fading and the string from potentially shrinking over time. This is all I have for you guys today. I hope that this video inspired you to create and helped give you the confidence to start beading. Let me know if you guys would like to see more videos like this. Also, let me know if you have any questions in the comments down below. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and make sure to hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on new videos. Love you all and see you in the next video. Take care.